Welcome to the Tahoe Outdoor Show. I am your host, Sean Christian, and we're always talking inspiring, immersive adventures. And right now I'm at Bobos and we are talking snowboards. I mean, it is mind-blowing, everything that they have here. I'm with my man Josh right here. He was gonna help me out and hopefully help you out because it can be pretty intimidating.
Yeah, we've got a lot of boards here.
Right? So when someone comes in and I'm like, okay, I don't even, as this was me like 3 years ago, like where do I start? What are some of the questions that you have to ask and what are some of the answers that we need to know?
The first thing we go to is what size are you gonna fit into? And there's not a one size fits all kind of thing. It goes a lot by your height, some by your weight, and some by your ride style. So ideally what we do is we will measure somebody to their chin first, and that's the good average. And that, you know, if you measure up to your chin, that's the best average for a starting person. Or if you're very much a beginner, maybe a little bit underneath the chin. And then we kind of go into a little bit more of the specifics of, okay, what kind of riding do you want to do? Or where are you riding? You know, are you riding big mountain? Are you riding small mountain like Boreal?
So for example, if I'm trying to carve and I also want to hit the woods, what exactly am I looking for here?
You're gonna want something with a nice side cut that allows the board to hold an edge really well.
Okay.
You're gonna wanna have something maybe a little bit longer that's gonna allow you to kind of float in that softer snow that's in the trees.
Okay.
And ideally maybe something even a little bit set back on the stance wise. And that just means where these inserts are, they set the stance back a little bit so you have less tail and more nose. That allows you to be able to flick that tail around a little bit. So it lets you maneuver between the trees a little bit better.
So on the settings though, so help me out. I know I've talked to some people like, look, you can dial in where their feet should go. How does one know, all right, I mean, you can't go square toe, I can't go 90 degrees.
So most of the time we'll start people off pretty standard with about 10 to 15 degrees in the front and about 0 to 5 degrees in the back.
Why
and basically, it allows them to be a little bit more duck-footed in the front because that front is where you get a lot of your, you need to be able to move a lot of your power and a lot of the hips on that front leg.
Gotcha.
And then the back, you want to be fairly stable and planted because that's where you're doing all your push power from.
Right. Do people graduate with boards?
Yes. So I wouldn't put a beginner on an advanced board.
Okay.
And there's definitely a beginner board is going to be a softer board. It's going to have less technology in it, like carbon stringers or you know, titanium rods, things like that. So ideally, you know, as you get better, your board tends to get a little bit stiffer because you want it to not feel as chattery at higher speeds because you're starting to pick up speeds, things like that. And especially with doing jumps, when you land, you want to have that suspension. And a stiffer board will give you a little bit more suspension when you hit those landings. So as you go through, you definitely want to upgrade your board as you progress and find the right style that's gonna fit your riding style.
Fantastic. I mean, we just got into boards and my mind is already blown. So much more. We could talk boots, technology, and all the amazing things you do here at Bobos, but I gotta tell you, Josh, I appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much
for giving me so insight, information, so you can make the most of every adventure right here. So thank you. Stick around. We got more adventure always coming your way on the Tahoe Outdoor Show.